Hello everyone and welcome to Sports Surge with Jesse Tully. I'm Jesse Tully and I'm really happy making my first appearance on CSTV. I'd like to thank them for allowing me to be here. I could not be more excited than I am right now because my first episode I get to talk about the greatest Super Bowl of all time. I used to think it was the Giants versus the Patriots when the Patriots were 18-0. You know, that always had a special place in my heart. But I really can't even say that they're the best anymore after that epic Super Bowl that we all got to witness yesterday. So let's take you through it. So surprisingly, everyone predicted a super high scoring game, but at the end of the first quarter, it was 0-0. And everything had all the points pointing towards defensive struggle, which team was finally going to break first, and it was the Patriots. LeGarrette Blount fumbled the ball. He got stripped trying to fight for extra yards. Right after that, Atlanta became Hotlanta and rattled off 21 unanswered points to take a huge 21-0 lead in the Super Bowl. The Patriots, you know, they didn't give up. They fought. They came back. They were able to kick a field goal right before half ended to go into halftime down 21-3. No one could have ever predicted that the Patriots, with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick down 18 points at halftime. So, you know, nice performance by Lady Gaga. I think she did a great job. I wasn't expecting that, but she blew me away just to add to the epicness of this Super Bowl. So, in the third quarter, with 8 minutes left, Tevin Coleman scores on a 6-yard touchdown run to make it 28-3. And so, Patriots down 25. Midway through the third quarter, you're thinking, oh boy, what are we watching? Atlanta's about to take home their first ever Super Bowl and embarrass the Patriots. But you know what? That's when TB12 and the boys got to work. They responded with a 13-play, 75-yard drive. Then Gutowski banks it off the upright. Just when the Patriots finally have something going in their way, something finds a way to go wrong. After that, they were able to get the ball back and kick another field goal. So right now, we're sitting at 28-12 Patriots. So, you know, they cut it down, 2-touchdown game, 2 extra points. That's, you know, it's a tall task in the fourth quarter. Then Donta Hightower had the play of the game. Even the Patriots players had to agree that this was the turning point in the game for them. He had a strip sack on Matt Ryan to set the Patriots up on the 25-yard line, which 5 plays later, on a 6-yard bubble screen to Danny Amendola, punched it in. And then you know what? James White ran it in for the 2-point conversion. Patriots down 8 with 5 minutes remaining. Everyone's like, what are we watching here? No one can believe what's going on. So Atlanta gets the ball back, 2 gashes down the field, but then they can't finish it off. It's a weird idea to throw the ball on 2nd and 3rd down, trying to get back into field goal range, weren't able to, and they're forced to punt. Tom Brady takes the ball on his own 9-yard line, down 8 points with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game. Wow. This is setting up to be the classic Tom Brady moment. It has him written all over it. He then orchestrated one of the best drives I have ever seen in Super Bowl, like ever, but let alone just a Super Bowl. He went 91 yards in 10 plays. But on this drive, Julian Edelman might have had the best catch in Super Bowl history, putting David Tyree behind him. Julian Edelman caught it off a leg, inch before the ground, reaches out and just plucks it up on a huge play for the Patriots to set this up. But, you know, of course, they scored that touchdown and they converted the 2 points because they're the New England Patriots. And they sent this game to overtime. The first time ever in Super Bowl history that there's been overtime, which instantly makes it a classic. But besides that comeback, it's just wow. So we go to the coin toss, Pats win. You're thinking in your head, wow, they just scored 25 unanswered points to send this to overtime, and they're getting the ball. It looks like they're going to pull this off. But it got exciting in overtime, because they did exactly what we thought they were going to do. They went 75 yards in 8 plays, and James White punched it home with a 2-yard touchdown run to secure Super Bowl 51 for the Deflategate Patriots, and Tom Brady got to have his moment in front of Goodell and get the trophy. It's just, wow. Just wow. The game was crazy. Like, I can't tell if you can see how excited I am about it, But this was the biggest comeback in Super Bowl history. The previous largest comeback was, believe it or not, 10 points. The biggest deficit any team's ever able to overcome in the Super Bowl is 10 points. And the Patriots trailed by 25 points in the third quarter. That is unreal. Tom Brady set Super Bowl records for completions, which we had 43 of those, and had 466 yards passing after an abysmal first half, which included a pick six for Atlanta. And this dude just turns around, marches like 3 drives down the field, ties it up, wins it in overtime like it's nothing. This dude was sitting comfier in this game than he was at home during his 4-game suspension, wearing his Uggs and drinking his coffee. He claimed his 4th Super Bowl MVP, but honestly, if you ask me who the Super Bowl MVP was, it'd be James White. No one even thought he'd be a factor. I sure as heck didn't. I thought it was going to be LeGarrette Blount and Dion Lewis, but hey, James White came out of nowhere. Fun fact, if I told you who was going to lead the Patriots in receptions before this game started, you probably would have said like Edelman, maybe Hogan coming off that big game, maybe out of the backfield, Dion Lewis. James White led the Patriots in receptions with 14 catches for 110 yards, and he also had 2 rushing touchdowns and a receiving touchdown and a 2-point conversion. This dude did everything for their offense, and Dion Lewis ended up hurting himself at the very end of the last play of the fourth quarter. And James White took over and just kept doing what he was doing. Another standout was Trey Flowers on the defensive end, adding 2.5 sacks, which is one of the half sack behind the record, tied by Jaquan Jarrett on the Falcons in this game also. But like I predicted, the Patriots were going to have to dominate the possession battle to beat the Falcons, keep their offense off the field, and the Patriots did that, having possession for 40 minutes and 31 seconds compared to the 23 and 27 seconds accumulated by the Falcons. But besides this massive comeback and all this greatness from the Patriots, the real question is this: what happened to Atlanta's offense? They were clicking, they couldn't be stopped, then all of a sudden they couldn't get going, they couldn't get a first down, they were stalling out time after time. They had a chance to put this game away so many times, and they left it on the field. This one's going to sit in the stomachs of Falcons players, fans for a long time, blowing this huge lead and giving Tom Brady his 5th championship. This one hurts if you're Atlanta. Hot take right now. Brady's great. He's the GOAT. You can't argue it. He's got the championships, the accolades. But hear me out. Without Big Bill Belichick, he would be max a 4-time Pro Bowler. Don't get me wrong, he goes out there, he executes, he keeps it calm under pressure, and he's great. He really is. But I think Bill Belichick and his coaching styles and schemes and everything he can get Brady into and stuff just makes him that much better. He does an excellent job executing, but I think Bill Belichick is the driving force behind all of this, including Tom Brady. Hence why they went 3-1 without him, and they went 18-4 in their last game, in their last 22 games without him, which is unbelievable. But the quote of the day comes from Mr. Bill Belichick, and if there's nothing that exemplifies how he looks at the game of football and how he takes it so seriously, it's this quote after the Super Bowl. As soon as it ended, his post-game presser, he goes, "As great as today is, in all honesty, we're 5 weeks behind in the 2017 season." Like, are you kidding? This guy just won the Super Bowl, and he's already like, yeah, we're falling behind for next year. That just shows how driven and determined he is to be excellent, and I'm scared of the Patriots coming into next year. So, at the end of the day, best Super Bowl of all time, first overtime in Super Bowl history, the Patriots, and, needless to say, by about halftime, he was cursing me out. He's like, "Jesse, how could you make me go in on this with you? Like, I can't believe I let you convince me." And, I'm texting him like, "Dude, I'm sorry. Like, I couldn't have predicted this, blah, blah, blah." Third quarter, they score a little bit. It's like, okay. We're like, yeah, imagine they pull this off. That'd be insane. There's no way. Then fourth quarter comes around. They get within 2 scores. Then they're within 1 score. And we're like, dude, what is happening? Like, it's amazing. All of a sudden, they tie it. I just get a text like, "No effing way." Like, we were just in absolute shock, and they end up covering the spread. And needless to say, I told him so, and I let him know that. But perfect period at the end of this NFL season sentence. And what a way for us to just wait for football to start again. I'm very saddened by this, but at the same time, I'm happy because that was all I could have asked for. And that's all I got for you on this Super Bowl. Thank you for joining and tuning in. I really appreciate it. And enjoy the rest of your days.